In our JoyNews agenda today, Rafiq Salam speaks to parents and educationists in the Upper West region who think government needs to do more to convince residents in many of those communities that the free senior high school program would not suffer the bottlenecks witnessed in the Northern Scholarship Program.
It was initiated first by the colonial administration and later adopted by the Kwame Nkrumah administration to bridge the widening gap in education between the north and south of the country. 94-year-old educationist and historian KWNA Kwampare is a beneficiary of free education that was started by the colonial administration. He walked me through why it was introduced.
Education was late. Nkrumah saw that the area was not developed, and he needed to develop it to catch up with the rest of the country. And besides, some of the few literates who were majorly, all of them were set B's and set A's, like S.D. Domo, Abafa Kabo, B.K. Adama, Amandi from Boko, Afoko, and others.
At the time the Nkrumah administration started with the Northern Scholarship Program, KWNA Kwampare had taught at several teacher training colleges. He later became the headmaster of Laura Secondary School, a position which exposed him to how the Northern Scholarship Program really worked at the time.
We had to get to the scholarship secretariat for the money, and sometimes when you go, it was depending upon the time you submitted your vouchers and the list of students, they would pay it, and things will be normal because you will get your money and you buy your food and the school will be opened at the correct time.
First National Vice President of the Ghana National Association of Private Schools, Dr. Domasus Turosun, says the private sector welcomes the free education policy by the government because it affords disadvantaged people the opportunity to access education. Dr. Domasus Turosun is, however, doubtful that government is fully prepared to manage the policy.
We have had FKIP, at the basic level. We have not been able to wholly implement FKIP yet. We have had other interventions like the Northern Scholarship, feeding grants for students of Northern Ghana, started since Nkrumah's time. This policy has not been effectively implemented. We are aware, for instance, that last academic year, 2016-2017 academic year, the third term delayed in reopening for Northern Ghana simply because they could not pay feeding grants. And this has been a perennial problem for many years running. Now, if you have Northern Ghana scholarships, which you are struggling to find resources to pay for, how can you convince anybody? It's definitely not possible.
Middle-aged Haje Namiri is a petty trader at a Wall Market, and she sells food stuff and ingredients in this small room. She has 6 children and 4 other dependents. She has 2 of her wards already at senior high school and 2 others on the verge of joining their elder siblings.
There are times as a petty trader business booms, and other times you can sit the whole day without anybody coming to you. But it's incumbent on you to take care of your children at school. So if you hear of free education, you say it is good because it will help reduce your burden. I used to spend close to 2,000 Ghana cedis on my 2 children already at SHS. I paid their school fees, prepared shelter for them, buy books and uniforms. In fact, it is not easy for me. Now that free education is here, it will surely reduce our burden.
The people of the Upper West region are ready to embrace with open arms the free senior high school policy by the government. However, they have a worry, which is about the cutoff point. it is their belief that many of their wards will not be able to benefit from the policy.
We heard that if your ward has aggregate above 24, for example, aggregate 30, if he or she is placed in a school, you have to foot all bills by yourself. You know, up north here, we are not only deprived, but also poor. Due to that, we are unable to take care of our children, and hence the weak grades they are having. So if the cutoff point is around 30, I am afraid it would not yield the desired results.
This also worries Dr. Turosun, who also doubles as the head of African and General Studies at the work campus of the University for Development Studies.
Children who come from very deprived junior high schools, who complete such schools, they complete with aggregates that will not allow them to enjoy the free education, and they cannot enjoy the Northern scholarship either, because that has also been scraped off. So the gap between the North and the South, which we have been struggling over the years to bridge, will rather be widened.
Mr. Kampara had this advice for the government in the implementation of the free senior high school policy.
My advice is the money should be ready for opening schools. It should be given at a time that is needed, and textbooks, exercise books, apparatus, and so on. The teacher training should be made effective. Supervision and control should be necessary.
Our students report to school this week to begin a new era. It is hoped that the policy will not only achieve the expected improvement in the access to education, but also improve quality. Reporting for JoyNews, Rafiq Salam. Wow.